Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. Today people said that we're here for Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 24, and in this episode, wow, we got introduced to a brand new form in this episode, two brand new forms actually, and a lot of other stuff too, and a really tragic kind of thing going on here. But hey, Big Ichinose is here to save the day. In this episode we see that Minato a lot of this is kind of like just put on Minato. We see that Minato has been given a new power and things like that, like giving him the unicorn, the dark version, the dark Kimi unicorn, and we see that he ends up bringing a new Kimi to a new Kimi to Gurion, which is a Kimi called Warp Terra. Now Warp Terra is gonna be used later on in this episode too by the amalgam that he ends up creating as well. This amalgam seems to be a really big problem. Like, this amalgam is gotta go. This amalgam gotta get the freak out of here. But also in this episode we gotta get sort of like a clip show in the beginning, kind of like a recap of everything that's happened up until now, and it was really, I like how it was handled. I like how it didn't like take away like the whole premise of the episode and things like that, just kind of getting you up to speed on essentially what has happened thus far in this series so far. So yeah, like the clip show thing kind of didn't last that long. By the time we get to like the main plot of this episode, that's when we get the ball really going and stuff. And in this episode we kind of deal with we bring the subject up of forbidden techniques. Like, we talk about forbidden techniques a lot in this episode too, but it seems like with how Gurion is talking to Minato, seems like Minato has this tragic past, and seems like he probably may have used a forbidden technique that got someone killed, and that person that got killed was mentioned in this episode because Gurion knew about his past and things like that. So we get kind of like some flashbacks of, not sort of, like kind of some flashbacks and flashes of Minato's past and what had happened, what essentially happened. But also in this episode we see that Kyoto and Spanner basically reassured the kids that Minato isn't what he seems to be right now. It seems like he's trying to find a way to beat Gurion. So we see that they do get a message from Minato, and it basically says that we're gonna take down Gurion at this site and stuff like that. By then Gurion has already created the Warp Terra amalgam, and this Kimi's power is, I guess it's like a ghost pterodactyl, to where he can make these warp portals that are only safe for him to basically go through, and also if you're not in your rider form, you also cannot go through them. So we see that they ended up meeting Minato at this spot, and that's where he kind of tricks them, and he ends up using Warp Terra to open a crap ton of portals, open a bunch of portals. And when he opens these portals, we see that everybody's Kimis basically start getting taken away from them. So we see that Ichinose tries to jump in one of the portals to save some of the Kimis, but we see that Hopper jumps in front of him and pushes him back because Kyoto told him that, hey, if you jump through one of those portals, your body won't be able to take it and you die. So yeah, we see that when little Hopper gets taken into the portal, we see Ichinose tries to go back in, but that's when Steam Liner comes in and actually pushes him off. So they ended up getting Ichinose out of there after we see Ren and Kurogane hitching up to fight Minato with his new unicorn stuff, by the way. Get ready to fight him off, and they're fighting him and things like that, and they're kind of getting their butts kicked, while also at the same time fighting the amalgam. So basically when they try to fight the amalgam, you see that he opens up portals and things like that, end up making them hit each other and things like that. And I'm glad they actually remembered to use their other forms and attachments, because I'm like, guys, you have other forms, you have these attachments, that stuff that give you an edge in the fight. Please use them. So they ended up doing that, and it kind of led to no avail, but at the same time they're trying. So we see that they ended up getting Ichinose away from what was going on, and we see that a mysterious figure appears in the background, and that's when Sawamaru basically gives him like the details on the Kimi that amalgam is using. And we see that Ichinose asked Kyoto, does she have anything that can help like get me through those portals and stuff like that? Like, is there any way we can go and save all the Kimis? And she's like, nah, if you do that, because we got this a forbidden, like that whole warp portal thing is like what I'm thinking about is a freaking forbidden technique. My bad. It's a whole forbidden technique, and you can't do it. And then he's trying to convince her, things like that. But then that's when this mysterious figure appears in the background, and that's when we see our other two riders are still fighting Minato and Warp Terra. So by the time they're getting ready to get beat and stuff like that, we see that Minato does end up beating them by using the Warp Terra's stuff to his advantage, and making them hit each other with the ultimate attacks. So when they end up getting hit, we see that everybody's laying down. We see that Rin, like a lot of her cards end up getting taken, or a lot of her cards end up getting splattered all about and things like that, and Minato's getting ready to take them. And that's when the mysterious figure, Ichinose is surprised to see who it is, but we all know who it is just from that next episode preview. But we see that Minato is getting ready to take out our other two riders. That's when Ichinose comes in, and he's like, nah, I'm not letting you do that. And we see that he has like a new type of attachment for the belt. And turns out and also in this episode, Steam Liner ended up transmuting itself. He ended up evolving now, thanks to that Ichinose has a golden ring now. Didn't have that before, but he has a golden ring, and he ends up using that golden ring's power to basically make Steam Liner evolve into 10 Liner. And he's able to use 10 Liner by itself because his whole car equals out to a 10. So he ends up hitching up, and we see like this big train station temple thing up here behind him. These two trains come out, they go on an X formation, and then they ended up going to X formation, and then they ended up basically making this freaking suit. And yeah, we see Ichinose is calling himself Iron Gotchard in this episode, and the suit looks pretty cool. I mean, the two big trains, his hands kind of got on my nerves, but I just kind of want to see what this form can do and how it's gonna move, because this suit actor seems like he is not having a good time. But yeah, Ichinose calls it I am Iron Gotchard, and our episode ends off right there. In the next episode, we're gonna see more of Minato's past, which I'm really looking forward to. But other than that, this episode was dope. I do love the introduction to Dred's new form, and Ichinose's new form, and this is getting ready to be a pretty smoking fight. So you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What happens? Like, what do you think of Iron Gotchard? What do you think of Dred's new little attachment form thing that he got going on? But other than that, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, guys, stay hitchened.